How you doing, YouTube family? Today is Wednesday, May the 14th, 2025. It's your man, Big D, and I am back with another one. I want to thank all you good folk out there in YouTube land for continuing to rock out with my son and I. We greatly appreciate it. Thank you. Well, family, I am back with another video. And my son dropped a video today titled New Evidence. Sean Diddy Combs and Cassie Case Defense Attorney speaks. And while I was listening to his video, some more facts and elements came to mind, right? More clues rose to the surface, and we must talk about them. Now, it sounds to me like it's a whole bunch of people that attended these freak-offs. It sounds like a whole bunch of people are dodging accountability. That's right, I said it. Because like my son said, everybody is focused on these freak-offs, and that's all they talking about. It's like the fact that, Diddy committed, domestic violence battery. It just seems like, that's just being glanced over, but they talking about this whole sex trafficking and all these enormous amounts of bottles of lube, and now he was spiking the drinks. But at the end of the day, it sounds to me that it is a bunch of people dodging accountability. See, in this country, people are always skirting past accountability. It's always somebody else's fault, because me as a man chose to go to this Diddy party, and I knew what could potentially happen, but I went anyway. And I ended up doing the unthinkable. I either got my cheeks clapped by another dude, or I clapped another dude's cheeks. And once the night is over with, and they say P. Diddy had to give people IV drips because they were so dehydrated from all the cheek clapping, the drugs they consume, and just a bunch of debauchery, a house of iniquity. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to sit here and let people continue to be victims when they made adult decisions. So you mean to tell me that everybody that attended these little freak-offs, that they had no knowledge of what occurred at these said freak-offs? So you trying to tell me that if you had to be somebody to be at one of these parties, Big D just couldn't have rolled up to no freak-off, because they would have damn stopped my ass at the door like, who are you? So you had to be somebody, or knew somebody, or you had to be some type of connection to get you inside the freak-offs. But prior to you going to this freak-off, you knew what happened behind them freak-offs. Yeah, a lot of it perhaps was hearsay. But at the end of the day, family, where there's smoke, there's fire. So where there's a little bit of hearsay, there's some truth sprinkled in there somewhere. So everybody that voluntarily attended these freak-offs, they knew potentially I may end up drinking a laced drink, or somebody may end up purposely rubbing me ever so slightly with some damn baby oil that's been laced with GHB. It's a plethora of things that I know that could have happened. But yet and still I went anyway. And now that this man is on trial, and I don't see him shaking off these charges. No, he's not shaking these charges off. Let me tell you, I don't care if they resurrected Johnnie Cochran from the dead and brought him back from the dead. Johnnie Cochran couldn't help him. Cause all these gloves that they got on Diddy, they fitting. Every one of them gloves that they got on Diddy, which is evidence, they fitting. And they fitting real snug, family. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to sit here and let Sean Combs take this ride by himself. I'm not going to sit here and let Diddy be lambasted and castigated and laughed at and mocked by himself, because there was a lot of you, a bunch of you who attended them freak offs, and you was drinking the laced drink. When you voluntarily asked for the baby oil and you rubbed it on yourself. Ain't nobody have to sneak and rub it on you. Let's keep it above. Let's look at the facts and let's avoid the feelings. Because everybody want to feel good. See, that's why we're in this situation as a humanity, because everybody want to feel good. But now when the feel good don't go the way you think it ought to go, now you want to be appalled. You want to clutch your pearls. You want to say it was all him. He did it. Listen, when they hit you up to say, hey, if you in Miami or you was in Georgia or wherever you was at, and P. Diddy freak off part of wherever it was at, and they contacted you, and they said, hey, listen, Diddy gonna have one of them old things this weekend. Do you want to participate? Do you want to be here? You already know what's going on, baby. You already know you're gonna be drinking on that scissor, and you're gonna be rubbing yourself down. You knew that before you even flew your ass out there. And on top of that, the man was nice enough to get you a plane ticket and fly your ass over there. You knew that you was probably gonna get your it was a good chance that if you went to this party, you was gonna wind up getting your bike blowed out. And unfortunately, my good sir, your ass is a 6'2", look like goddamn Superman, but you getting your damn bike blowed out by another dude. Are you blowing somebody else's cheeks wide open? That's right. So don't come on here and say, oh, I didn't know. Oh, Diddy is just as deviant. Listen, where there's smoke, there's fire, and where there's a little bit of gossip and hearsay, you can best believe there is some truth sprinkled in it somewhere in the mix. You just got to be smart enough. You just got to be smart enough. You got to be analytical enough to arrive at a logical conclusion. So if so the fact that this man then contacted you and said, hey, we're gonna have us a little get together, little shindig, and I'm gonna go ahead and send you a ticket. And come on out. It's gonna be lovely. We're gonna have a real nice time. You got your ass on that plane. You packed your bags. You got your best outfits, and you've got your ass on that plane on a free plane ticket, free plane ride. You flew your ass to wherever Diddy was having this party at. You showed up. You knew exactly what you were signing up for, my good sir, my good ma'am. Hey, listen, even my man Denzel say, yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I think Denzel say he went to one of the Diddy little gatherings during the daytime. You know why he went during the daytime? And Denzel said that at a certain hour, he knew it was time to go. I don't even think he stayed that long because he didn't like the energy. So you can't tell me that at some point, it wasn't no freak off. It was just a regular party, regular white party. Everybody wear white. Everybody mingling the stars, the who's who of the world. But they know at a certain hour, oh, that's when the freaks come out, because the freaks come out at night. And everybody know that if you ain't want to participate, you got to be gone by a certain time. So let me tell y'all a quick story, right? When I was overseas, I went to a water park, and it was in Germany. And this water park, man, huge water park, man, water slides and all. You saw the German people, and I want to say at the time, me and my the person I was dealing with at the time, we had went there, so we had to be the only blacks in this water park. So, you know, it was everybody, nice little water park, all the kids and the family, everybody having a nice time. But I noticed came about like maybe 8 o'clock, we heard this loud noise. Dong, dong, dong. So me and my ex, we look at each other like, damn, what's that shit about? So we didn't pay no attention. So probably about another 30 minutes later, you hear another noise. Dong, 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 right? So now, and this noise is like blaring out over the intercom system. So me and my ex like, man, we need to go ask some questions, because something about this shit ain't normal. Because I noticed that with the first dawn, the first alert, I see people leaving. I see families leaving. I see the kids, the husband and the wives packing up the kids, they leaving. And I noticed with every dawn, more and more people were leaving. But I also noticed more people were coming in and more people were staying. So, you know, I told my ex, I said, we need to go get some answers, because this just don't sound right here. So we went up to the front and we asked the young German lady, little young girl, you know, she probably, little German snow bunny, probably about like 5'4", 5'5", 5'6", slim, blue eyes. Oh man, listen, let me tell you, if my ex would have went for it, Big D probably would have had him a freak off, right? Nah, I'm just kidding. I wouldn't have done that. But anyway, she was very attractive. And I was like, ma'am, I noticed that at a certain hour, we heard this loud noise. And since then, every 30 or so minutes, we hear the same noise. And we see people leaving, but we see strange looking motherfuckers coming through the door. So what's going on at this water park? Because listen, I don't know what was, listen, you know how it is in them horror movies. The black people be the first ones to get it. So the young lady enlightened us and said, oh, no. At a certain hour, it turns into a new water park. That's right, family, a new water park. Everybody in that dime piece, butt, bookie, ass, naked. And guess what? Big D and his ex, we kind of stayed, we you know what I'm saying? We kind of stayed there. I ain't gonna lie to you, I ain't gonna hold you, I ain't gonna even front. We stayed in that water park, butt ass naked. And man, my ex, man, woo, man, about 5'5", she about 130 pounds. She was in the military. Oh my land, you talking about fine. But we stayed. And it's all these naked German people walking around. And to me and my ex, we like, well, man, this is not strange. This don't feel right. And I'm gonna be, I ain't trying to be funny, but my ex said, man, you getting a lot of looks from the men and the women. I felt uncomfortable. I had to submerge myself up under the water because I felt uncomfortable, because I felt eyes peering at me. So I did feel uncomfortable. But needless to say, family, we stayed for a little bit, then we got out of there. But to say that I didn't know what was going on when I did, I knew. I went up and asked a question. The young lady told us, and we stayed. We was only black people up in that spot, but we were complicit. And the same way that everybody knew what went on in them freak-offs, y'all had the intel. Y'all got the rundown as to what's going down. Y'all already know what's happening. before you flew your ass over to take part in this freak off. And perhaps if you didn't know what was going on, I am pretty sure that at a certain hour, y'all saw people leaving the party. People that ain't want to be a part of that, they were scurrying away because they knew at a certain hour, the possessions was going to start happening. The demons were going to start manifesting themselves and taking control of people. That's right, family, because if you think for 1 minute, when you start acting outside of yourself, and you know you doing diabolical, dubious, just nasty ass stuff, man, they ain't nothing but your ass being possessed by some type of dark energy. Now, I'm not going to sit up and say that Big D don't like to get his little freak on, but there's got to be a limit to your freakiness. So, family, in closing, let's say this. We got to understand this. Yes, was it right, this man putting his hands on Cassidy? No, that was not right. He did it was dead ass wrong, because I guarantee you, if Diddy got daughters, and I guarantee you, if first of all Diddy got young daughters, let an older guy like me try to holler at one of Diddy's daughters, Diddy gonna have a problem with that shit. And then don't let Diddy find out that you done talked to one of his daughters crazy. Diddy gonna have a problem with that shit. And on top of that, don't let Diddy find out that you don't put your hands on one of his daughters. Diddy is going, listen, Diddy gonna do something to your ass, cause this man, the men that get down like that, they are crazy over their daughters. Do something to their daughters and see what happens. And y'all can sit up and say what you want, but one of Diddy bodyguards said Diddy got them hands. Said Diddy might look like a pretty boy, but he ain't afraid to box. But family, what do you think? Do you think everybody that's coming up and testifying against poor Diddy, you don't think they was complicit? You don't think they were willing participants in these freak-offs? Come on, family. Set your feelings aside and deal with the facts. Well, family, always remember, be more tomorrow than you were yesterday. Peace.